Sarah Martinez thought she knew everything about her husband of 12 years, but one innocent click would shatter her world forever. It was a rainy Thursday evening when she accidentally discovered the photo that would expose the elaborate web of lies David had been weaving for months. The discovery happened purely by chance. Sarah was organizing their family computer, cleaning up old files to make space for their daughter Emma's school project videos. As she scrolled through David's photography folder, something caught her eye. There, buried between vacation photos and work presentations, was an image that made her blood run cold. It wasn't what was in the photo that shocked her initially, but rather what wasn't supposed to be there. The photo showed David at what appeared to be a romantic dinner, but Sarah had never been to this elegant restaurant. The lighting was soft and intimate, candles flickering on white tablecloths, and David was wearing the expensive watch she had given him for their anniversary last year. But across from him sat a woman with auburn hair and a radiant smile, someone Sarah had never seen before. The timestamp showed the photo was taken just 3 weeks ago, the same night David claimed he was working late on the Henderson account. Sarah's hands trembled as she stared at the screen. Her mind raced through 1,000 explanations, desperately searching for an innocent reason why her husband would be having dinner with another woman at such an intimate setting. Maybe it was a business meeting, she told herself. Maybe this woman was a client. But deep in her heart, she knew the truth was far more devastating. The woman in the photo was stunning, probably in her early 30s, with perfect makeup and an expensive-looking dress. She was leaning forward slightly, her hand reaching across the table toward David's. The body language spoke volumes. This wasn't a business dinner. This was a date. Sarah quickly scrolled through more photos in the folder, her heart pounding with each click. There were more images from that same evening, photos that David had clearly taken himself. One showed the mysterious woman laughing, her head thrown back in genuine joy. Another captured her gazing lovingly at David across the table. But it was the final photo that completely destroyed Sarah's world. In this last image, David and the woman were standing outside the restaurant, and she was kissing him. Not a friendly peck on the cheek, but a passionate, intimate kiss that left no doubt about the nature of their relationship. The woman's arms were wrapped around David's neck, and he was holding her close, his wedding ring clearly visible on the hand that was caressing her back. Sarah felt sick to her stomach. 12 years of marriage, a beautiful daughter, a life they had built together, and David was throwing it all away for this woman. She wondered how long this had been going on. Was this a recent development, or had David been living a double life for months, maybe even years? With shaking fingers, Sarah began investigating further. She checked David's social media accounts, something she had never felt the need to do before. Their marriage had always been built on trust, or so she thought. On his private Instagram account, she found more clues. There were subtle signs she had missed, photos from business trips where he looked unusually happy, mysterious comments from female names she didn't recognize, and check-ins at restaurants and locations he had never mentioned to her. One name kept appearing in the comments and likes, Jessica Chen. Sarah clicked on the profile, and her worst fears were confirmed. This was the woman from the photos. Jessica's Instagram was filled with pictures of her successful career as a marketing executive, her travels, her stylish lifestyle. But scattered throughout were subtle hints of her relationship with David. A photo of expensive flowers with the caption "Someone special knows how to make me smile." A picture of 2 wine glasses at sunset with a heart emoji. A cryptic post about finding love when you least expect it. Sarah realized that while she had been playing the role of devoted wife and mother, David had been courting another woman with the same romantic gestures he had once reserved for her. The flowers he claimed were for a client presentation, the late nights he attributed to work deadlines, the weekend business conferences that seemed to happen more frequently lately, they were all lies covering up his affair with Jessica. The betrayal cut deeper than Sarah could have imagined. It wasn't just about the infidelity, it was about the elaborate deception. David had looked her in the eyes every morning, kissed her goodbye, and told her he loved her, all while maintaining a secret relationship with another woman. He had attended Emma's school plays and family dinners, playing the perfect husband and father, while planning romantic dates with his mistress. Sarah spent the entire night going through everything she could find. Text messages on the family computer showed fragments of conversations that David thought he had deleted. Email receipts for expensive gifts she had never received. Hotel bookings for weekends when he claimed to be at conferences. The evidence was overwhelming and heartbreaking. By morning, Sarah had uncovered a relationship that had been going on for at least 8 months. Jessica wasn't just a fling, she was someone David was clearly serious about. The photos showed them at multiple locations across the city: fine dining restaurants, art galleries, weekend getaways to romantic bed and breakfasts. David had been living an entire secret life, complete with romantic adventures and intimate moments that he was sharing with another woman. The most painful discovery came in the form of a screenshot David had apparently taken of a text conversation with Jessica. In it, Jessica was asking when David planned to tell his wife about their relationship. David's response was chilling: "Soon. I just need to figure out the right time. Sarah deserves better than this lie, but I'm not sure how to tell her that I've fallen in love with someone else." Reading those words felt like a physical blow. David wasn't just having an affair, he was planning to leave her for Jessica. He had already emotionally checked out of their marriage and was simply waiting for the right moment to destroy their family. Sarah realized that all the signs had been there, but she had been too trusting to see them. David's increased attention to his appearance, his new interest in expensive restaurants and cultural events, his sudden enthusiasm for weekend trips that somehow never included the family. He had been living a double life right under her nose, and she had been completely oblivious. As the morning sun streamed through their bedroom window, Sarah looked at her sleeping husband and saw a stranger. This man who had promised to love and cherish her, who had vowed to be faithful through better and worse, had been systematically betraying those promises for months. The David she thought she knew was a carefully constructed facade, hiding a man capable of elaborate deception and emotional cruelty. The photo that had started this devastating journey continued to haunt her thoughts. One accidental click had revealed the truth about her marriage, her husband, and the life she thought they were building together. Now Sarah faced the impossible task of deciding what to do with this knowledge, how to confront David about his affair, and how to protect her daughter from the inevitable explosion that would follow. That single photograph had changed everything, exposing a betrayal so profound that Sarah knew there would be no going back to the way things were before.